And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, helping you win in any marketplace. That's always our show slogan and motto right around here. It's about education. We want to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage with you so we can help you win. We engage by, you reaching out. We've had several calls recently, people, an uptick in calls, especially since the coronavirus pandemics, people calling out, hey, how can I get pre-approved for a mortgage? What can I do to improve my credit? How do I avoid these robocalls? Like so many different ways that we help people here serving as a consumer advocate. And the hotline number is 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline. It's 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
And bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available on our website, consumerqb.com. And we want to help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
And we got a couple of hot properties here. As you know, I'm the owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. A couple of hot listings here. 4209 Preserve Place. This one is in Palm Harbor. It's a great opportunity to live in that golf course style community. It's a condo on the end unit. Beautiful property. Owner pride definitely shines through in this condo in Landsbrook at 4209 Preserve Place right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And we also have 520 George Street South. This is a waterfront beauty right on Lake Tarpon, and it has some nice square footage. You got a mother-in-law suite, your own private boat dock on the wide open water views of Lake Tarpon. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And this segment is brought to you by the Golf Cart Depot of Tampa Bay. Say hello to our friends over at the Golf Cart Depot. Marty's the owner. Give them a call. Let them know that the real estate quarterback sent you. You can also test drive one today, and they will actually deliver it to you to have the test drive done. 2 locations right here in Tampa Bay, Land O'Lakes and Clearwater. They've got the Easy Go, Star EV, Icon electric vehicles, and also the Cushman. So pre-owned or remanufactured, available to you from the Golf Cart Depot. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got Thomas King back in studio. Welcome back, Thomas.
Hi, Brandon. Great to be here. Happy to be here, corona-free, too.
That's right. Florida Firearms Academy in the house, and a lot of good things to talk about right now.
It's been a crazy world and crazy time the last time I was in here, but yeah, we've been helping out so many customers and new customers, but there's a lot of things that I can go ahead and straighten out for you today on the air that will answer a lot of their questions, because we literally get hundreds and hundreds of calls every day, and a lot of it's the same questions. A lot of it's, do you have ammo? Because most places do not have any ammo. I don't know if you know this, but like one of the large manufacturer of ammunition, they're over 1 billion orders in back order, and they're not going to be shipping out until April of 2021, they said. So ammo, yeah, it's really hard to get. Can you find it? Sure, absolutely. Or you can try to go online. I'm telling a lot of people, go online, or we do have a lot. We probably do about 100 to 200,000 rounds a week, and we also get that in, but we want to make sure that everyone's able to practice, train with us, of course, because we do 40 different types of classes. But one of the things that we do get is your CWP class. That's one of the classes that we do offer, Concealed Weapon Permit class. You don't have to have that to purchase a firearm. What you need to do is be a felony free.
Okay.
And you also have a Florida driver's license, and you have to be over the age of 21. But when you do get your CWP, or when you take the class with us, what does that cover? Well, it's $50. So what that covers is you get free ammunition, free firearm rental, free target, free range fee, free eyes and ear protection, the certificate and the instructor and the classroom. That all comes with your $50 fee. So shop around, go around out there, see what you can get for that price right there, because we include everything. Now, you can bring your own ammo and firearm if you have an ammunition and firearm. I would suggest that you use that, because you do have to qualify. We are a real CWP class. We don't just make you shoot one time into a bucket 2 inches away and say, here's your certificate. We want to make sure you understand the laws, what you can and can't do,
or
and
a cap
when you
gun,
shoot good. Right.
like I did.
Did you shoot a cap gun?
I did a cap gun.
That's ridiculous.
It was years ago. I've had that so long, but it was a cap gun for my concealed weapon permit, straight shoot it, it's got a little cap.
Right.
It reminded me when I was a kid, but yeah, so we got more to come. We're going to talk about, the releasing of prisoners, defund the police, you're wearing masks now, and the attack, the continuous attack on the Second Amendment right here in the great US of A with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, a great patriot here in studio as well. So stay with us, Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, more from our expert contributor in studio, as well as our feel-good story of the day. We got a police officer that pulls over a driver for brake lights and then fixes the electrical problem. Stay with us, Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, the Consumer Quarterback Show page on Facebook, and of course our real estate team, the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And we'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the show. Thanks for sticking with us. We genuinely appreciate you tuning into our show, supporting our program, supporting our show partners, and supporting our first responders, our veterans, military, active military, first responders, all those folks involved in the fight that we have here with the pandemic here as well. The nurses, the teachers going to be going back to school here soon. Hopefully the kids will. So we appreciate you supporting the show. 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline. Call or text that line anytime you have questions or comments. We would love to talk to you and put you in touch with our 80-plus categories of expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And this segment is brought to you by the Bilmar Beach Resort, the wonderful Bilmar Beach Resort on Treasure Island. Awesome place. It's a great time to have a family vacation, local staycation. Clyde Smith, the general manager over there, says just book directly with him. Give him a call or on their website. But the Bilmar Beach Resort, they've got 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's Beach Bar and Restaurant, a huge beach, and lots of fun to be had over at the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And a couple of hot listings for this segment. We've got a development opportunity, 12208 4 Oaks Road, right here in Tampa, 12208 4 Oaks Road in Tampa. This is a development opportunity, 5 acres MOL, and you've got great opportunity for residential builds, up 9 units per acre. Reach out to your friends that are investors, your friends that are developers. So many people are moving to the Tampa Bay area. It is a well-known fact that we have a low inventory market. So what does that mean? If builders and developers would build more residential properties for people to live in, they're going to sell quickly, and they're probably going to go above and beyond asking price. And I bet you Diane Vance can comment on that. Diane, welcome back to the show.
Hey, good to be back, Brandon. Yeah, I'm actually going to talk a little bit today about the cost of waiting, even if the interest rates do not change from today. I'm going to talk about that and actually go into the details about, don't wait 1 year, 6 months, even a year, 2 years, 3 years, because it's a hot market right now.
Absolutely. The inventory's low. I talk about the inventory a lot. The levels are down basically in Hillsborough County, in Pinellas County, Pasco County. They're all down anywhere from 800 to 1,000 properties less than 1 year ago, which was still, we were talking about a low inventory market back then.
Yeah, it's been a few years, matter of fact. So I have a program that actually figures, okay, so I put in Pinellas County, right? Hillsborough, Pinellas is going to be very similar. And I put in a $300,000 purchase price and with 3% down, which is $9,000. And it automatically figures kind of like the appreciation.
Okay.
And so it automatically, so that $300,000 in 6 months is going to approximately, now things could happen, as we've seen this last 6 months, things can happen that can actually change things. But that property would be probably with appreciation that they're projecting is about $307,582, which makes your loan amount higher. So even if the interest rates do not change from today and they stay the same, all for the next 3 years, let's say, even if that doesn't happen because the appreciation, because your payments actually increase because there is property appreciation, then you end up having a higher payment. So the cost of waiting is, for instance, for 6 months, there's a $38 more per month cost in waiting just 6 months, and with the interest rates not changing because of the property appreciation that happens. Waiting 1 year, it's $60. So that same $300,000 house is going to increase, which then increases your payments. And the waiting over 3 years is $182 per month, even if you do not change any interest rate, and that's assuming what the appreciation would be over that period of time.
Right.
So that same $300,000 house would cost approximately $335,000. So then that your down payment increases. Interest rates haven't changed. Let's assume that, and but your payment is actually increasing because you're putting more down payment, and your loan amount is actually higher. So it's best not to wait. You're losing, you lose some amortization. You actually lose that by waiting. So the total cost is actually, it's actually negative the longer you wait. So you definitely, if you're in the process of thinking about buying a home, you need to get started so that you can actually start looking, especially in that price range, Brandon. I'm sure you're seeing that those homes go very quickly right now. There's not enough on the market. And you're right. It seems like we've been talking about low inventory for, I don't know, maybe 2 years.
Yeah. My wife, Lindsay is a buyer agent. Aaron, our team, we have some great buyer agents who, work with buyers and help them understand the process, because when a hot property hits, that's why you have to have it set up as a hot search, whatever you want to call it, MLS drip. And then as soon as that property hits, Lindsay calls, hey, meet me at this property in an hour. Let's go be the first ones to look at it. And when you do, you get the offer in. And then there's also some strategy. I'm a certified negotiation expert. We have strategy behind how we present the offer, how we position our client to win, because it is very competitive, as you mentioned, Diane, very competitive.
Oh yeah, I have seen. I think I've seen buyers actually lose properties because they think because of COVID. There's a misconception that because of COVID out there, that people are actually wanting to sell the property lower, but they're getting so many offers that's not happening.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
let me ask you something here. So here's a question. So the cost of waiting, we know it. We shouldn't wait. So I want to ask you two parts. Why do they wait? Down payment. They think about a down payment. They think different things in terms of income qualification. But then also when it comes to buying a house and selling a house, why don't we talk about that dynamic? Because I think that scares some people too.
Yeah. So absolutely, for the move-up buyers. Yeah. So for the first-time home buyers, that's not an issue because they're renting and they know it's better to actually purchase, to purchase versus rent. But for a move-up buyer, it's scary to them because they're going out and negotiations are not as strong if you have a home to sell. However, there's some things. Homes do sell quickly. So unless you're a couple $1 million house, but most of the homes sell fairly fast, and there's a couple reasons they wait. One is they don't really want to move out and show their house while the kids are there and everything else, and I understand that. But there's some programs out there. If you end up selling their house, let's say, and they have an offer on their house, and we get an approval for that house, and we get a commitment that they actually have a loan, we can actually, use that commitment if they have the down payment, which they can put a minimum down payment, and they can actually do a principal reduction once they sell their house to be able to, pay more money down to reduce the payment. But most people want to wait either or because they're worried about having two house payments. But if they have a contract and it's already approved, we don't have to count that payment against them. The second reason is because of, having the down payment. Of course, they want to take the equity out of their current house. And there's ways also to do that. They could actually do an equity loan to pull out their current equity of their house to buy a new house, or gift funds and pay it back, borrow from your 401k. There's a lot of things they could do to actually purchase that property without making that a contingency.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of ways that you can structure that. And by the way, if you just joined us, we're talking with Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage, again, supporting the local economy by supporting our show and our show partners here, right here in Tampa Bay. Most of our companies are based here, and they also have local teams working hard here. And Diane represents a top 5 lender in the country, closed billions of dollars in loans already this year. So right on point, Diane. We're talking about that. We're talking about down payment assistance, credit. A lot of times people don't understand what it takes, and they just go with the, I just heard it again yesterday. Oh, well, I thought you had to have 20% down. This was a for sale by owner I was talking to about listing his property and, going through the different dynamics of the loan process. There's so many misconceptions when it comes to real estate.
Oh yeah, and you can purchase a home with, if you're a veteran, 0%, or if you're in a, in the country or a rural area, you can actually purchase with a USDA home in 0%.
Right.
Or a veteran, you have a conventional loan at 3%. 3.5%. There's down payment assistance programs. Those have changed. However, they are out there. They've modified a little bit because of COVID, but they are coming back. So a lot of the help is actually coming back. So we've actually seen the guidelines get back to somewhat normal. There's a couple caveats that we are doing as lenders, and all lenders are doing it. For instance, we want 3 days prior to closing, we want to make sure you're still employed. Mm-hmm. Or if you're self-employed, typically we would not ask for a profit and loss for this year. We're going to ask for that. So those things, we're going to look and make sure that on the Google search that your business is still open. So, there's a couple things. We've not really had an issue with any of those things. So it's not really been, it's not really changed a lot. It's just one more step for our processing team.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're talking with Diane Vance here, Fairway Independent Mortgage. And one of the things, too, is there's cost involved with the real estate process. Typically, you have to pay that appraisal out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You've got an inspection that you want to do. 4-point inspections and then the complete home inspection are important. So why don't we do this? If anybody out there is kind of on the fence, they want to talk to Diane, they want to talk to me, or I want to incentivize here. What we'll do is we'll pay for your appraisal. If we'll just credit that back to you at closing. We'll pay for your appraisal. That's a $400 or $500 value. All you have to do is reach out and text in or call our hotline 813-670-7372. And we're going to give you a little extra incentive today to reach out and call, get that ball rolling on your financial future, your real estate future, your mortgage. 813-670-7372. We'll pay for your appraisal. We're going to credit it back to you at closing. And Diane, that's one of the cool things about being a realtor. We can credit money back at closing if we'd like.
Absolutely. You can do that. Yes, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, we can help people out and do that type of thing. We do it for veterans, first responders, military, paramedics, teachers, nurses. We have certain class, they're the working class that we work with, and we want to help out, especially our veterans. There's so much going on, people deployed right now all over the world. So we really want to help our veterans out, Diane.
Oh, yeah. My son-in-law, is a longtime military. He just got back from Germany actually 2 weeks ago, and he's in quarantine right now, of course. And but he just came back, and it's the veterans are going through a lot right now. They're all going through a lot, especially with COVID and being out of the country, and some of them are delayed being able to come home, and so it's a challenge for them.
Yeah, hopefully this election's over soon.
Yeah.
It seems like it's always an election year where stuff happens.
It seems like it's an election year, nobody could ever predict the COVID thing, but we're hoping that, it looks like there's some promising news out there about vaccines and things like that. So, we will get back to complete normalcy one day. So
yeah, absolutely.
We're all ready for that.
Hopefully sooner than later, but okay. Any final words, parting words of wisdom, Diane? Things that you want to mention?
Just please get started. Just if it's credit, we can advise you. We can, William Crawley's, part of the show. We can always send you to William if you need to go, or if it's a simple thing, I can always do what is called a credit simulator. We have an internal team that does that as well. If it's not a lot of different things, if it's complicated, we send folks to William, probably more so than not, because he's a little bit better at getting everything accomplished that needs to be accomplished. So just start somewhere. Just get started.
Absolutely, get started. And on a positive side too, there's been some changes with some of the flood guidelines as well. So that's really helping people out. There's private insurers now, so it's helping debt ratios out there. Yes,
we've actually seen that. You're right, and that does help. And I don't know a lot about, but I have seen a lot of the flood policies come through on the private end that are a little more reasonable.
And the other thing to check too is if you get an insurance issue type of situation, sometimes it's assumable. That can be assumable, where you assume the seller's insurance policy, and that can help you as well.
Yeah, and we actually allow up to $10,000 in flood insurance for a deductible, and that helps a lot. If we're tight on debt to income ratios, we usually will call the insurance agent and say, "Hey, what can we do?" Because let's face it, insurance is kind of meant for not actually having claims. So
exactly.
It's kind of just insurance for the big ones. So. They're definitely, most insurance agent will definitely help us and, work it out to try and get us where we need to be. And, so you're right. Private insurance companies have helped a lot. And, we're seeing a lot of, especially with a lot of the roofs, there's a lot of new roofs, it seems like, especially in Pinellas County, because they're older homes.
Yep.
And, so you get the wind mitigation, you get the discounts and things like that. So there's a lot of things if they get with your team that they can explain when they go to purchase homes. You have a very experienced, especially buyer's agents, that actually help them walk them through that, the 4-point and what that is and how they can actually get better rates and things like that. So that's always helpful.
Absolutely. Good stuff. All right, Diane, thanks so much. We appreciate you calling into the show, and bringing that wisdom for us.
All right. Well, you all have a great day, and thank you very much.
All right, my pleasure. All right, that was Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage. Support the local economy here in Tampa Bay. The show partners of the show, expert contributors that are, taking time out of their schedules to serve the community as a consumer advocate, help you understand more about these buying decisions, these big decisions that you make a lot of times in life. So stay with us when we come back. We got Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, back in studio, and we're going to talk about a lot of things happening with the economy, things here in Tampa Bay. Plus, we got a feel-good story here. Police officer pulls over driver for brake lights, then fixes the electrical problem. Stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. A couple of hot properties for this segment. 6417 Yvette Road up in, this is Hudson Beach, right up in Pasco County. Yvette Drive, that is 6417 Yvette Drive, Hudson. Saltwater canal, deep water access, live the Florida lifestyle, great fishing out there in the Gulf of Mexico. You got a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage home with a huge deck, lots of upgrades. 6417 Yvette Drive in Hudson. A great real estate opportunity. Let's talk about a commercial asset that we've got here, right here in Tampa Bay, town and country area, 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue. So, for example, if you are a business owner or maybe prospective business owner, you're paying a lease, this is an opportunity for you to invest in the asset column of your business and the asset column of your life. And this is a great opportunity. 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue is a freestanding office building with 40 to 50,000 vehicles driving by daily. You've got signage out there on the main road, and you've got a large conference room, small kitchen, 8 other offices. Great opportunity right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Check out all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And this segment is brought to you by Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. Say hello to our friends Stephen and Lisa Gunnan over at Replenish IV Solutions. They've got a location on Gandy Boulevard and also up north Tampa off of Bears. They offer the Myers cocktail, these vitamin infusion drips directly into your bloodstream. So it's going to help boost your immunity and help you stay COVID free right here in Tampa Bay. Replenish IV Solutions, another example of our 80-plus categories of consumer advocate, expert contributors, local business owners here in Tampa Bay. All right, we got my friend Thomas King back here in studio. Reach out. Any questions, comments, follow-ups from the show, 813-670-7372. It's an off-air number. Call us at 813-670-7372. And you can also text that line as well, and you can submit an email form from our website, consumerqb.com. All right, Thomas. So yeah, we talk about it a lot, but it's something that, there's patriots in this country. And when you look at the Second Amendment being attacked again and again and again, it's almost like they're looking for something to happen that they can prop up. And again, we talk about it as well. It's a lot of times it's that small minority of things that happen that they blow it up and make it look like it's more prevalent than it is.
Right. And that's the last line of defense. The Second Amendment, once that's gone, all the power goes to who is in power.
Yes.
So we the people, I don't know if people remember that phrase, but we the people, we're the ones that control who's in office, supposedly, and we'd like to think that our elections aren't rigged and all that. And I always go out and vote because I believe in that. So right now, elections coming up, and now we're doing mail-in ballots and all this, but there has been some crazy stories online and people that I personally know that I wouldn't even believe these stories unless I knew this person. But going forward, the Second Amendment is always going to be under attack because if you take away that privilege, just like they did in any other country that's a socialist country or whatever, now you have no power. No one in Mexico can stand up and fight back. No one in Venezuela and Cuba, they can't do it.
Right.
So it's whoever's in power, and you get what we give you. That's all that's said and done. So most people that want like a socialist country, they don't understand what it's like to live in a socialist country.
Exactly.
If you've been to a socialist country, right? It's actually pretty darn scary.
Yeah, it's
this
crazy.
One guy, he was a guide for all of us, and he said, if we see any police and they're walking around with their machine guns, if we see any, I have to walk away because if I get caught making my own money, I will disappear.
Wow.
That's what he told us. You know how terrifying it is?
That's crazy.
You do the job we tell you to do. I don't care if you want to be a doctor. You're going to be the clerk over here doing garbage bags. That's what your job is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I have to do now. So.
All day long for 12 hours. There was a movie I saw on one of the online deals, and it was interesting because it was about Cuba and how they were using planes and actually shot down a regular civilian plane because they thought it was taking people back. And
right, you can't leave. You can't leave the country. That's why they risk their lives to try to come here for freedom. If America's so horrible, why does everyone risk their lives to come here?
Right.
These people know, hey, this is real freedom, and until that's gone, people will really. They take that for granted. Freedom.
It's a lifelong politicians. That's horrible.
I know. That's
what's crazy about it.
What's destroying everything right now.
Exactly.
But going back to what we do in basic pistol and CWP and 40 different types of firearms classes, from tactical to rifle to pistol to shotgun, the basic pistol course, it's $70. I highly recommend that. It's basic pistol. If you're new to firearms, I highly suggest you take this. Please take this. We even offered it for free for a while because we were scared that so many people were going to hurt themselves. So this class, $70, that includes the ammo, the firearm, the target, the range fee, the eyes and ear protection, the certificate, the certified instructor, and the classroom time. It's a 2-hour class, and we want to make sure that you know how to hold, load, aim, and shoot a firearm correctly and safely. The problem that people have and get in trouble with a firearm is, on a semi-automatic pistol, they load it, and then they rack it, and they chambered it, right? And then they said, I want to unload it. So they take the magazine out, forgetting that there's still one in the chamber. Just some simple little things and tricks that we teach you you'll never have this problem or an accident.
Wow.
So just making sure you know how to hold it and load it and shoot it correctly and safely, that's the main thing. Once you start from there, you can take many other classes if you like, learning how to move and shoot, multiple targets, mandatory reloads, all those fun things, learning how to shoot in the dark. It's actually a phenomenal sport to get into, and we have a blast doing it. We've had quite a bit of celebrities come in the last few weeks, fly down, they bring their own security. I can't even have cell phones or anything, or no autographs, and they have to come in the back door. It's all private. So, because if their picture gets out on social media or something, half their clientele would hate them, and half of them would
Right.
go, "Oh my God, I love you." So
Yeah.
they just don't want to get in the middle of that. It's right now. It's like you have to be on this side or you have to be on this side. It's
Yeah.
just crazy these days. No one can just remember back in the '80s, we could say or do whatever we wanted, and everyone laughed and made fun of everyone, and we all just had a good time. It wasn't about crybaby stuff and I hate that name and blah 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 blah. Whatever. We just all had a good time back then. I kind of want to go back.
Well, it's like when Ellen DeGeneres went into the baseball booth with George Bush. That was, an outcry from all her friends in Hollywood. How could you do that? Well, just because I don't believe in everything he believes in.
I remember that story.
Yeah, it's that's what's going on. That's what's crazy.
Like there's so many people out there that are, if you're a Republican or Democrat, you could still be friends. They choose this side because of maybe it's because of their shirt and shit they get. Maybe they have a kid that that has a condition that they need this kind of insurance. Well, maybe the people on this side, they just love and support the Second Amendment. It doesn't mean that you have to butt heads and hate each other. Even in Congress and politicians, if they could just work together, which I don't even think that can be possible anymore after this last election, because they just hate each other to death.
That's right.
They're going to make up whatever stories they can to get this person out of office or get that person out of office. So
all the name calling and just ridiculousness.
Once one party has all the power, then we're going to be the ones that hurt for it. So
yeah, exactly.
But
if you just joined us, we're talking with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, talking about Second Amendment rights and the concealed carry permits, the 40 different classes they offer at Florida Firearms Academy right here in Tampa Bay. By the way, great location over in kind of just east or just to the west of Town and Country, kind of in that Oldsmar area, close to the flea market there on Tampa Road. What's the address there, Thomas?
We're at 13317 West Hillsborough Avenue. It's kind of like close to the property that you're just offering.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Just right down the road. A great opportunity.
Right in between West Chase and the flea market there.
Yeah, West Chase and the flea market. Perfect. So you got lots of classes. What are some of the missteps, the misnomers that people have? Because you hear all these different stories, whether they're pulling the gun out and accidentally pull the trigger, storing it somewhere without a cover. What's the number 1 or 2, 3 reason why you see people, having problems with handguns?
Problems with handguns is because they've never had training, real training.
Yeah.
They've maybe have watched videos on YouTube, but if you're not hands one-on-one with an instructor, really learning how to do it. Like I just recently started the Guardian Goddesses team, and these are women that come out, and I only take so many ladies doing this, and they start from beginner or they're very, very well educated in the firearm field, but they're going to learn so much. And each time that I watch them, I train them on something. This is what you need to tweak. This is where you have too much weight on your heels when you're pulling this trigger. So just the little things that we're tweaking, and then now I'm going to teach them to become fantastic competition shooters and home defense shooters. There's two different fields in that. So the problem that people have is they don't have real firearm training, or they went out and they bought a firearm, they shot it twice, they took the class, and they've never done anything else. They've never tried to continue their education on just going out to the range and practicing a few drills for an hour, maybe an hour a month. That's what you really need to do. It's a diminishing return on your investment here. If you're not actually going to train with this and use it, then you're going to lose that skill. It's not like riding the bicycle.
Yeah, that's right. Thomas King here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. Defund the police. Another reason why people are coming in droves, buying guns, buying ammunition. Yeah, it's almost like a Batman movie or something.
I never thought in my lifetime I would hear defund the police. Get rid of them. Who are you going to call? They have these other organizations. They said that they're going to come out and help. You know what? They're not going to be able to come out and help you. If someone's robbing you or beating you to death, they're going to come out and go, "Oh, sorry, here's a citation for you." What are they going to do? So that's what I'm doing right now. I put out a beautiful 1911 45 caliber Dan Wesson. If you know firearms, you know Dan Wesson isn't a cheap firearm. This is a $1,400 pistol that I'm donating, and we're raffling it off until the 24th, July 24th. So it's a couple days from now. We're going to raffle this off. Tickets are $10. 100% of the proceeds is going to go to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department. We're going to go over there and give them a bunch of gift certificates.
Nice.
And on the 31st, we're going to auction it off on the 24th, so just a few days. But on the 31st, we're going to present all the cash and everything and prizes and gift certificates to the police department to make sure to say thank you for all that you do for our community and all you have to put up with. but we're going to have a bunch of people from the community, our members, come out. I'm going to also give away another firearm. I'm going to give away memberships, cool bags, all kinds of fun stuff that we can just pass out that day, just to say thank you for everyone that came out to support the police department, the sheriff's department, and for everything that they all do for our community.
Yeah, got some of these over there too, right?
Those are our new badges that came out. We got new badges and patches. So that's for our legendary armory. So we are a full armory. We custom make firearms.
Nice.
We repair them, clean them, fix them, and all that. But yeah, you can stick those on your car, or I actually put one on my laptop. I'll stick one on my car. But we just put those out the other day to sell. So
I like it. All right, good stuff. Stay with us. We're going to talk more with Thomas King after this break. And I wanted to mention, too, about Danny Alvarez. When he was on the show, he talked about, instead of defunding, we got to increase the spending for police and fire and,
absolutely,
and the sheriff, and train more and use it for training. So same, right along the lines of what you're saying for private citizen
training.
It's all about training.
It's all about training.
The police officers. Let's help them. Let's help them through this time. And really, if you look back at the stats, the stats that we see, the little videos that we see, it happens because there's 320 million Americans that are, doing different types of crimes. So right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, we come back. We're going to talk about police officer doing a good deed right here on the show. More from Thomas King, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Every day, we want to tell you something good in our feel-good story of the day. We're going to tell you something positive here coming up. This segment's brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brothers Easy Moving, and whether you're planning a local or long-distance move, they offer packing, junk hauling. They can move your office as well. Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Give them a call. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, a couple of hot property listings here in Tampa Bay that we've got. We got 19206 US Highway 19 North in Clearwater. This is $1 million property, over $1 million. It's 19206 US Highway 19 North in Clearwater. It's a freestanding car lot, corner lot right here off of 19. Lots of traffic going by. There's lots of vehicles going by every day, 50,000 cars or so. US 19 corridor. There's multiple offices, reception area, break room, kitchen room, conference rooms. Great opportunity for a 1031 exchange right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. I've got lots of vacant land available as well. Rob, we got, the vacant land slideshow that we can kind of throw up here. Just different properties right here in Tampa Bay. Beautiful properties available in Tampa Bay. Hamlin Road. This is up in Pasco. Now, Hamlin is 41 acres, prime opportunity for development in Pasco County. The owner's motivated. This one's listed just under $1 million. Hamlin Road, 41 acres. Pretty Pond. This one's in Zephyrhills. Now, what we got here is a lot right on the water. Avocado trees, mango trees, beautiful opportunity. Waterfront, build your beautiful waterfront home right here in Tampa Bay. 4214 Peaceful Lane, Land O'Lakes. Last of our properties that we'll show you here. This one's 8 lots, 5 of which are on the waterfront on Bell Lake and Land O'Lakes. Great opportunities. Check out all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And I've got about a dozen or so waterfront lots and other lots, land lots available here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we're going to tell you something good here.
Tell me something good.
All right, so police officer pulls over driver for brake lights and then fixes the problem. This is a feel-good story that they posted on social media. Jesse McFadden wrote, so I'm on my way home to interview this morning in Montana when I get pulled over by a police officer. I am Native American, and my friend that was with me is black. Just saying. Both brake lights decided to go out at this time. As he walked to the car, I was pulling my stuff out. He said, "Don't worry about pulling anything out. I just want you to know that your brake lights are out." So I immediately was upset, and I just replaced them last month. And I explained how Firestone charged me $600 to run a test for wiring the car. He asked me to pop the trunk, check the lights, tap them, didn't come on. But then he popped the hood and relay box and asked me to get out and check the other one. He worked on the wiring under the dash. He could have easily given me a ticket, but Officer Jenkins stepped outside of his police officer role into a mechanic role and really kind human role, and to make sure that I was safe, and he fixed them. So there's a good feel-good story for you, police officer. You see it all the time. I saw one on the news the other day, had an infant, kind of choking, and he put him upside down. They're trained as paramedics, and they do so much good.
That guy can pull me over any day.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so that's some good stuff right there on the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got Thomas King in the house, Florida Firearms Academy. Thomas, we talk a lot about shortages now. There's ammunition shortages, gun shortages,
house real estate shortages,
inventory low.
Right.
That's right.
A lot of the people, from everything that's been going on right now, from the riots to defunding the police to COVID to the election coming up, those have always hit very hard. But in hundreds of years, you've never seen anything like this. It's very hard to get firearms right now. But a lot of people are stocking up, not just because of those situations. They're looking at what's really going on with our currency, what's going on with our stock market. Our stock market's still going up, but tens of millions of people are out of jobs. Who's buying this? Who's working this? Money makers and hedge fund makers. So you're always seeing, the angles here. So like when people collect firearms or ammo, it's not just for home defense. It's not just for a collection. It becomes a commodity, a currency, because if our dollar ever collapsed, God forbid, but when you see, and never in my lifetime would I ever see, but right now the Federal Reserve is buying debt back up, our debt. That's terrifying to me. Yeah. When you see right now that they're printing trillions of dollars out there, just printing trillions of dollars to help out, that's terrifying. Our currency, our role as the world currency, if that ever loses its place, then we're in a lot of trouble. So let's just say it does. Let's just say every dollar you have in the bank is now worth 1 cent, just like what happened in Venezuela, right? Their money's just thrown in the streets. It's not worth anything. So what do you use? A lot of people buy gold and silver, fantastic and great, always good. It's going to be worth it for everywhere you go. However, when you go buy a loaf of bread, what are you going to scrape off a little bit of gold? What are you going to do? Yeah. So ammo and firearms, you say, what, I have 5 rounds. I'd trade you this for whatever. So it becomes a commodity, just like with many other things, like even small things become a commodity. Cell phones become a commodity. If you can't get a cell phone because money is now worth nothing. You know, what do? You see so much is piling up on insurance from hospital bills. I mean, there's just so much that you keep stacking on top of this.
Student debt.
Where does it break? You know, not that it is breaking, but if it ever did, I'm always prepared for whatever. So a lot of people do buy that. They are seeing what's going on with the economy and what's going on with COVID. We don't know what's in store for us for 2021.
Yeah.
You know, what if aliens come down next, right? You just don't know. There's been so much stacked on top of 2020 that we don't really know. But I've had this little theory, 2020, what is that to an ophthalmologist? It's perfect vision, right? 2020. Well, now it's time for us to really open our eyes and see what's going on in the world. See what's not just what the media and the news, the mainstream media is telling you. You got to make your own decisions.
Yes,
you know?
Absolutely. Get off the mainstream media. That is for sure. And something major would be if the cell phone towers and satellites got hit. You know?
If your cell phone goes out, you're in a lot of trouble because a lot of your personal information is stored on there. Your passwords are stored on there. All your contacts. Remember back in the day, we had that little book we had to write it,
to know
their
everybody's
name, their
number.
phone number. Yeah, most people don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
they have a
exactly.
business card and they throw that in the drawer, right?
Yep. There's not much of a backup system in place for that other than the cloud. And how do you access the cloud if you don't have internet?
Right.
You know,
Well, how many phone numbers do you have in memory in your head right now?
Oh, man, probably 6, 7, 8.
7, 8.
Something
So
like that.
that's why, like the telephone numbers, our brains can register 7 numbers basically and remember them. That's why it's not a different chance that our phone numbers are 7 digits. So probably 7 or 8 is what you can remember, and that's if you call it and dial a lot. But if you wait like 3 or 4 months, you'll probably forget one of those numbers. What was his number, man?
Yeah, exactly.
That. So
and then what are you going to do in case of emergency? By the way, we're in hurricane season right now. What's the idea? What's the words from Florida Firearms Academy on hurricane preparedness and how to be properly prepared?
Well, as always, have a plan, have a survival plan. So know your roots. Make sure you have a little bag that, you know, each one of your family members has. I have one in every car. So it has water and it has just essential needs that you're going to need, and change that out. You know, if you have power bars in there, you may have a knife in there, you may have some things that you need to survive. Make sure you have your contact list in there, because if cell phones go down and let's say you're separated, one's at work and one's at home, where are you going to meet at? All the roads are closed down. You know, you got to have a plan of action. Where you're going to meet at? If you get separated, what happens? Where are you going to? So let's say something really devastating comes like through our Tampa Bay area. We got to make sure that, hey, where are we going to meet at? Where's my kids going to be at? You know, because many kids are going to be going back off to college, so you're separated. So you're not going to be able to contact them within probably a week or 2 weeks before the cell phone towers get back up or lines get put back up. So make sure you have that game plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Got about a half a minute left. What do you think about schools reopening? Pros and cons. Some of it mixed virtually versus, you know, there's going to be, I think, options. I think is what I'm seeing being presented in Pinellas County so far.
I think they have to have a really good game plan as well. So I've only seen a little bit of the side. And when I like to comment on something, I like to know both sides of the story just so I can make my own opinion on it. And I don't really know both sides of the story yet. So that's like in the mainstream media. You watch like one channel, it's, hey, this guy, you'll know why. If you watch this one channel, you'll know why everyone hates Trump. If you watch this other channel, you'll know why everyone loves Trump. So then you got to watch both of them to see what your decision is and make your own opinion.
That's right. All right. Good stuff. Thomas King, thanks so much. And we thank you for listening and tuning in. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another and be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you check out consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time